After 3,000 years, a miraculous incident occurred involving the body of Firaun that shocked the entire world. A mysterious sound began to emerge from his corpse, as if the body itself was speaking. Witnesses present at the scene screamed in terror. Many began shouting, "Allahu Akbar," and fled the site in fear. But that's not all. Scientists researching Firaun's body revealed some shocking information, including the reason why large rats are released onto his corpse every year. If you watch the full video of this event, you too will be stunned and amazed, and your faith in Allah will grow even stronger. That's why today's video is incredibly important and special for every one of you. So, watch till the end and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Assalamu alaikum, dear respected viewers. Allah, the Almighty, is the sole Lord of all creation. He has no partners. On the Day of Judgment, Allah will forgive every person who had complete faith in Him, but those who associated others with His divine being, He will never forgive them. Remember, there were 4 kings in this world who claimed to be gods: Namrud, Shaddad, Nebuchadnezzar, and Firaun. But Allah dealt with them in such a way that they became eternal signs of warning for mankind. One of them was Firaun, whom we are discussing today. Even after 3,000 years, his dead body remains fully preserved, and the Quran states that his body will remain this way until the Day of Judgment. Friends, this is a story from long ago. At that time, no one on earth knew what happened to Firaun's body, the one who had claimed to be a god. In other words, no one knew where his body had gone or what had happened to him. No information was available. However, the divine books, Tawrat, Injil, and the Holy Quran mention these events in detail. Yet, the Jews refused to accept the Quran. Let us inform you that Allah mentioned Firaun in the Quran, saying, "We will preserve his body so that it may serve as a sign for mankind." Until 1881, no one knew where Firaun's dead body was. But the Quran clearly states that Firaun chased Prophet Musa alayhi salam and his people all the way to the Red Sea, where he and his army were drowned. Yet, in the same sea, Allah had miraculously created a path for Prophet Musa alayhi salam and his followers to cross safely. But after that, what exactly happened to Firaun? All the worldly scriptures remain silent about it. Even the Tawrat and the Injil do not mention it. Yet the Quran revealed something so astonishing that it shook the entire world. Even today, many people, including Muslims, have not paid close attention to that verse. They read it, but ignore its deeper meaning, unaware of what it truly points to or what Allah is trying to convey. Allah has mentioned this in Surah Yunus, where He says, "This day we shall save your body so that you may become a sign for those who come after you." Friends, more than 3,000 years have passed since this incident of Firaun. His body remained in the sea for nearly 3 millennia. Then, to show all of mankind that the Quran is true and that the message of his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is completely authentic, Allah brought Firaun's body out of the sea as undeniable evidence. For a long time, Firaun's dead body lay on the seashore. But look at the power of Allah. Despite being exposed for so long, no animal even glanced at his body, nor did any bird approach it. One day, an Egyptian man who was herding goats and sheep happened to come across the corpse lying by the sea. He immediately reported this to a minister of Egypt. Firaun's body was then taken to the royal palace and later transferred to Cairo for examination. There, he was buried underground. But by Allah's command, even the earth rejected his body and cast it back to the surface. Eventually, his corpse was placed in a coffin and finally preserved in a museum in Egypt. From that time until now, nearly 3,000 years later, Firaun's body remains fully preserved. In light of the Quran's declaration, it will remain protected in this condition until the Day of Judgment, so that future generations may learn from the fate of those who dared to claim divinity. It is said that Firaun's head and neck are exposed, while the rest of his body is wrapped in cloth. Some also say that the front part of his nose is missing, perhaps eaten by a sea creature or a large fish. His corpse was then cast onto the shore, so it could serve as a sign and lesson for the people of the world. Friends, since that time, Firaun's body has been preserved just the same. Even after thousands of years, fresh flesh still exists on his body. In the museum where his body is kept, mice are intentionally maintained. Every year on March 15th, those mice are released onto Firaun's body to consume any extra flesh that may have grown, so his body can return to its original form. After that, Firaun's body undergoes another round of dressing or preservation and is kept safely inside a glass case. It remains in that case for an entire year. On the next March 15th, his body is brought out again, mice are released once more, and then it is redressed and returned to the glass enclosure. Recently, a video was released by National Geographic showing that during the examination of Firaun's body, strange sounds suddenly began to come from it. It is said that these sounds were in the Hebrew language. Those who understand the language claim that the exact meaning of what emerged from Firaun's mouth is still unknown. Some people believe that the dead body of Firaun is now calling out Allah, Allah. However, according to some scientists, there is currently no known person on earth who can speak or openly understand the Hebrew language. Therefore, it cannot be confirmed what the actual meaning of those sounds was, if Firaun indeed spoke in his own language. Still, after watching and hearing the video, even non-Muslims are now being compelled to accept the truth that undoubtedly the Quran of Allah is true and every message of His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is also true. Friends, Allah described this entire incident of Firaun in the Quran as follows. We brought the children of Israel across the sea, and Firaun and his army pursued them in arrogance and oppression. Then we released the waters upon them, and they drowned. When drowning overtook him, Firaun said, I now believe that there is no God except the one in whom the children of Israel believe, and I am now among the Muslims. It was said, Now, while before you were rebellious and a corrupter, today we shall preserve your body so that you may be a sign for those who come after you. This is why neither the sea could hold Firaun's body, nor could the earth accept it. Even after thousands of years, his corpse remains preserved in its original state, and until the day of judgment, Allah will keep it protected so that mankind may see it and take heed. So, dear friends, we too must stay away from pride and arrogance. May Allah protect us all from arrogance and vanity. May He grant us the ability to do good and righteous deeds. Ameen. Friends, what are your thoughts about this video? Be sure to share them in the comments. We'll meet again in a new video. Until then, Allah Hafiz.